So the project that I've chosen to create is a collection of short stories. I've written 4 short stories that revolve around the theme of sleep in dystopian settings. So as a student myself, because of academic pressure, mounting work, and procrastination, I've actually had a pretty poor sleep schedule, only sleeping between 4 to 6 hours a night, which is not optimal for an adolescent because it's an important stage of our growth. So because of this, I actually wanted to investigate, since I've seen the impact of sleep deprivation and a poor sleep schedule on myself, as well as my peers, my classmates, and my friends.
I think primarily it gives them a sort of orientation and a taste of the real world and how things work, not just in theory, but in practice. This is the one opportunity where the students actually can test what they are learning within the classrooms in real life scenario. So I think that's the biggest.
I mainly looked at the science behind bird migration and flight, but my learning requirement about the ecology of ornithology tackled the ways in which humans negatively impact migratory birds. So yes, in that aspect, I did tackle problems with how we cause habitat fragmentation, how climate change is causing temporal inconsistencies in the migration of birds, and how light pollution and noise pollution are disorienting and confusing migratory birds.
These projects I see are completely independent. The kids choose their topic, they decide how they want to present, they decide how they want to research. I know the teachers do set up the guardrails to a direction which they go in, but the kind of autonomy that they give to the children these days is amazing, and the work these kids are doing is really impressive.
The main learnings that I learned was how to write impressionistic pieces, because I had to write that for my restaurants. And then another one that I learned was food photography. So I've taken all the pictures that are in my coffee table book. So I had to learn food photography and understand how to capture the different types of textures of like these food. And then another main learning that I found from my product and my project was a newfound definition of culture. Culture to me is more than just like one aspect. It's about collaboration, and it's about the relationships that you get from these new people.
Today I was just talking to my grade-10s, some of the students who have just completed the personal project journey, and I was asking them, like last year when they started, they said, oh, product is not that important. Oh, I think you can really cut the corners and not really pay attention to the personal project. But today, when you should see the pride with which they presented their entire idea, like as if like they were all startup entrepreneurs who are presenting pitching their passion ideas to the world, right? And I asked them that why. Now, do you think the product is that important? And they said, if we wouldn't have done the product, I don't think the journey would have felt coming to a closure, right? And that's very important, because if learners realize that, okay, you can do some things for the IB, for my teachers, for my school, but ultimately you have to do everything and learning for your own self. Yeah.
No comparison at all. Actually, quite frankly, I don't even think we did anything like this in my age and time, right? We just appeared for exams and then wrote exams and scored our marks. So these are really young researchers. I think that's really what IB kind of brings forth. And yeah, it's very, very different from the times that we came from.